And one thing is clear, that the US is rattled with India's response to Trump's sanctions, and White House trade advisor has made that pretty evident. Peter Navarro ramped up his criticism of India's Russian oil imports, accusing New Delhi of financing Russia's war in Ukraine and dubbing the conflict Modi's war. Navarro claimed that India's purchase of discounted Russian oil has fueled Moscow's aggression and burdened American taxpayers, while saying India could get a 25% reduction in US tariffs if it stops buying Russian oil. Navarro's remarks came as President Donald Trump's 50% tariff on Indian goods took effect on Wednesday, a move designed to punish India for its continued purchase of Russian crude despite Western pressure. Meanwhile, House Foreign Affairs Committee criticized Donald Trump's administration for sanctions on India. The Democrats claimed that instead of imposing sanctions on China or others purchasing larger amounts of Russian oil, Trump singling out India with tariffs, hurting Americans and sabotaging the US-India relationship in the process. I now would like to bring in Bill Draxil to throw more light on this. Bill, thank you for speaking to India today. I'd like to understand, will there be a trade deal? Because we at the moment are getting mixed signals from the US administration. On one side, they believe that India and US have strong relationship, but a complicated relationship. And on the other side, we have statements coming in which are now labeling Russia-Ukraine war as the war of the Prime Minister of our country, the Prime Minister in India.
I think it's certainly possible. Again, it's so hard to predict this administration. It really deliberately, to a degree, tries to remain unpredictable, and it's been very successful in remaining unpredictable. I think that there's a chance that that Prime Minister Modi and President Trump could meet on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in just a few weeks. I think there's a chance that that might not happen. It's very hard to extrapolate. And, in as far as this comment from Navarro was unexpected, we could see still more unexpected things in the opposite direction. It's very hard to project. What would be the best thing, I think, would be for the highest levels of the government, of the two governments, to talk directly. That is, President Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I hope that we'll see this as a blip, even if it is a longer or more prolonged rough patch. Ultimately, the interests that are driving the US and India together are not changing. So long term, I think we can still be bullish that the two countries will have to, and indeed will want to, even if it looks unlikely at this exact present moment. We need to figure out a way out of this downward spiral we're in at the moment.
All right, many thanks for joining us with those details.